Hey everyone! For episode 2 of Len and the Bunny in India, I traveled to the capital, New Delhi, in hopes of working with a local rabbit rescue. Now, I have to preface this by saying I searched far and wide and there was not a single rabbit rescue in all of India that I could find. At least, not a fully functional and officially recognized one. In a country with over 1 billion people, I was truly surprised by this. Ultimately, I was able to connect with the Purple Patch Trust, an NGO that specializes in rescuing abused and neglected small animals, including rabbits, guinea pigs, and birds, the truly forgotten bunch in India. I found this organization intriguing and wanted to learn more about how bunnies are viewed in this country. Unfortunately, as it turns out, Purple Patch Trust's facility was destroyed by a nasty flood that took place last summer. But the founder, Abhilash, still agreed to meet with me and allowed me to meet the bunnies at their temporary facility. This is how it went.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Namaste.
So is it a rickshaw or a tuk-tuk?
So it's actually an auto rickshaw in India.
Okay.
Tuk-tuks are derived by the name from Thailand, and that's why they call them tuk-tuks.
So do you recommend, can I take the rickshaws here?
I have my own rickshaw guys.
Ooh, you're so fancy.
No, but I have my own rickshaw guys who actually work with me doing the rescue work.
Mm-hmm.
And I can always give them to you, and they can take you around.
Oh, that's amazing. So you call them when you're rescuing an animal?
Yes.
Tell me, how are bunnies really viewed here? Because on the way from the airport, I saw bunnies being sold on the street in tiny little cages.
So bunnies here are viewed as commodities for people, like something, oh wow, look how pretty. That's how it is. Once a person brings a bunny home, he or she then knows, let's say, what the reality gives in looking after them. And for people, anything to do with poop and peeing around, like messing their house, is a no-no here. The concept of looking after a bunny is more like, oh, it's a cute animal we've got, and oh, I love it so much, but I don't know how to look after it.
Do people eat rabbits in India?
Well, I don't know about that. I really don't know.
Because I know in other countries
They
people
do,
eat
yeah,
them.
they do.
But they're not viewed like cows
Eatables.
are.
No, they're not viewed
not
how
like-
cows are, not viewed as how dogs are. They're not viewed as how cats are. They're viewed as small animals that if they don't make it, they don't make it. That's why the people that get them lack information, care, experience.
How much does a rabbit get sold for typically? A single rabbit?
500 rupees.
500 rupees. So that's like $3?
Like
Okay.
yeah, people can get,
So
anyone can get it for.
So a rabbit in the New Delhi area can cost $3. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
So that speaks a lot.
As to why
to-
people are getting it.
Well, not just that, but it speaks to how they're valued.
Yeah.
They're not actually valued. They're viewed as pretty disposable.
Yes, that's how they are viewed. They are viewed as disposable. That's why, it's hard to get a cat and a dog because of the expense. It's very easy to get a bird or a rabbit. That's how cheap they are.
Okay, we have Abhilash here.
Hello.
Gitanjali, hi.
Hello. And we are off to see the wizard. I want to film some of the cows.
It's a very sad state of affairs with the cows which are on the streets. Of course, there are
Really?
people
Because
who,
I thought that they were revered here.
they are revered, but the challenge is cows are revered, not bulls and oxen. So they are the ones. Mostly, what you see on the streets are all bulls and oxen because they're not of any use. Cows at least give you milk, so they are the ones. The milkshake cows are the ones, and we don't consume them as meat. So they can't be killed. So they're out there roaming around.
But do the cows belong to anybody?
Cows do belong to. There are owners of these cows left out to graze anywhere they want to. And the problem with that is because of the garbage that's also out there, they start eating plastic.
So they eat the
They
garbage.
eat the garbage.
Yeah.
The temporary facility where the bunnies are being held is located in the next state over, Haryana, at a shelter called All Creatures Great and Small. Not gonna lie, it was pretty hard to see and hear the abundance of animals, some in grave condition, but no different than an animal shelter in LA.
So this is where all the sterilization of the bunnies
The head of the shelter, Anjali, and Abhilash gave me a tour of the facility as we made our way to the bunny room.
Stop units here for recovery, and this is one of their tables.
In this area, the bunnies cohabitate with guinea pigs and birds, getting free range of the entire area. I have to say, in all of my years of rabbit rescue and travel, this was the first time I had seen such an arrangement. But I had to extend understanding to PPT given the loss of their old facility. Understandably, PPT just doesn't have the capacity, space, or money to give each bunny their own territory. Thankfully, all the bunnies are spayed and neutered. But this led me to the real question at hand. Where do we go from here? What steps can be taken for the bunnies to actually get adopted and into homes? Abhilash and Aaron explained that they are constantly called about dumped rabbits, but rarely gain any adopters or fosters. The demand just isn't there. Could it possibly be the lack of publicity? Or do we start at the root of the problem, which is educating the people of India about proper rabbit care? Either way, I felt determined to help PPT find a solution.
Baby. Oh, I missed you. Do you want to stay with me and go home?
The reason why they're all walking round and round in circles is because they're blind and they really don't know where they're going. So they keep walking around and round in a circle. All of them are blind.
How did you start Purple Patch Trust? What made you decide to focus on small animals specifically?
It all started with small animals. That's the reason why it even started. There was this young lad who actually got a couple of guinea pigs as a pet, and he realized that he got a job overseas and he was moving. And through a friend, he actually got in touch with me, and he said, "See, I'm leaving. I need to keep these pets," and I had to convince my wife that I need to bring in 2 pets which were otherwise going to be abandoned somewhere. So they came in, they became part of our family, they stayed with us. And the same guy went and told one of his friends who wanted to leave a couple of rabbits because he also got the same job and he was moving overseas. So one thing led to another, and at home, where we used to live in a small home, we had close to about 30 animals, small animals. So it was all small animals right from the beginning. People started leaving rabbits and guinea pigs initially, and then slowly they started bringing in even small birds like zebra finches and the likes. So that's how it all started in 2019 officially. We took the place that we used to have until recently, until the floods happened, and that's where we built huge aviaries, huge rabbit runs, so that we can keep small animals. And we decided to keep small animals, although there were a few cows and a few goats that people had dropped off because we are a sanctuary and we couldn't say no.
You lost your facility.
So the Noida floods happened this year in July. Our shelter went underground. We were lucky that we already knew Anjali, and she was kind enough to, house our large animals. So we decided that we would take our small animals home, and she was kind enough to take all our large animals to ACGS. So they are here.
What I realized was the water levels were rising by the day because of the heavy rains that were happening upstream the Yamuna river, which is very close to where we are, and the water was released, and then the water started coming into all the different farms and also the shelters that were there. One of our caretakers, Jang Bahadur, he's the hero. in all of this. He basically went and he swam. He actually swam in, went to our shelter, slept on top of the roof that whole night, watching how far the water was rising. And we had rabbits which were kept in small cages. So he tied all the cages to the roof so that, first of all, he put them all in small cages and tied them to the roof so that the water, when it rises, they don't drown. So the big animals are of course here, the small animals are of course here, from rabbits to guinea pigs to different kinds of birds. The dogs are here, the goats are here, all of them, and then so that's how we brought them here.
Special shout out to Anjali because she's really done something so special for us. And you know, her shelter already has so many animals, and for her to be kind enough to, you know, accommodate ours as well. Is very, very kind.
No, not at all. I mean, that's the least we could do.
You guys are all, I just want to say, each of you are doing amazing work to be a voice for the voiceless, especially in India. I know it's difficult. I know there's a lack of resources. I think it's admirable that I know you all have jobs outside of this because you have to survive as, you know, as everybody else. And for you to take out time in your personal days and dedicate that time to the welfare of the bunnies and your other animals.
I said, no, thank you so much for, you know, making this happen, for coming all the way to India and come meet with us, do this meet and greet with other people who really love animals and especially bunnies, and connecting them to us.
Toward the end of the meeting, I was able to give the shelter all the supplies I had brought from the US.
I have rabbit milk replacement for fleas, the Revolution. You put 1 drop on their neck. I know you have tons of syringes, but I brought more. So, because this is actually, you need this to feed the critical care. So you put the critical care in here and you feed it to them.
Bye! See you. Take care. Lots of kisses.
As you can see, the efforts needed to establish and maintain a rescue or sanctuary for bunnies in India is massive. The fact that PPT is the only such organization in India speaks volumes. Abhilash believes the best and first step is to educate the youth in India about proper animal care. He's made it his mission to integrate youth advocacy into PPT's work, because ultimately, it's usually young children being gifted bunnies from their parents. I am so grateful to PPT for allowing me to enter their world and understand it a bit better. Yes, of course, in the US, perhaps things would be handled differently, but this is not the US, this is India, and I know many of you will be asking how you can donate to PPT. The Indian government apparently has a lot of restrictions on international donations to domestic NGOs, but if you would like to help PPT, I will be linking all of their information down below with their mailing address and contact info. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. See you soon.
Been following Lorelai for around like 2015 or 16.
Oh my god.
In India, we don't have anyone like telling us how to take care of rabbits.
You know, seeing her videos and everything like helped me understand the language which my rabbit spoke to me.
One thing that I was inspired by Lenin the Bunny's channel was free roaming.
And I'm a little nervous right now because obviously I'm meeting Lorelai. I think I'll pass out because like it's too much to take in. Thank you so much, Lorelai. It's a lot. I really look up to you, and I've always looked up to you, and you are like my only inspiration for looking after bunnies.
Of course. Oh, come here.
Thank you for coming to India. We can put it around you. You wanna style it in whatever way you want.
People in the hotel help you out. So you come like this. This is the palla. And
Thank you so much. So sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking for the bunnies in India, because if you don't do it, nobody else will.
Oh my god.
I hope you liked it.
Look, you guys.
This is one of my favorite picture of yours and Lenin's on Instagram.
Thank you so much,
yeah.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
And that is where my inspiration for bunny love and lifestyle of bunny began with.
She's almost just as tall as me. Like, you're so sweet.
I'll trust you to put a filter on it afterwards.